similarities. People like to take that whole Sonic rips off DBZ thing and run with it. In that the reason Sonic has to keep collecting the Chaos Emeralds in every game is that after he uses them, they scatter all over the world like the Dragon Balls do,
Mm-hmm.
and that is total bullshit. I know this
Mm-hmm.
because, well, first of all, in two of the Sonic games, there's more than 7 emeralds.
Yeah, like in Sonic Spinball, there's like, wasn't there
And
like
Sonic,
15?
there's like 15, and in Sonic the Fighters there's 8.
Yeah, it's like, why those numbers? I mean, couldn't it just make up their mind or something?
I think in Sonic the Fighters they wanted an extra character to make it even. In Sonic Spinball, well, the Sega of America was on crack with that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, they like to think that the Chaos Emeralds spread all over the world, but that can't be, because if you take Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles into account, that can't work.
Hmm.
Sonic uses the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 2. He still has them at the beginning of Sonic 3, and he uses them right at the beginning, on his own, as part of the story.
Yeah.
And the only reason he loses them is because Knuckles steals them.
Mm-hmm.
And in that game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you can use them multiple times and still have them. So the theory, taking the older games into account, is completely flawed. Now, if you want to ignore the older games, as a lot of the new Sonic fans like to do for some fucking reason, because they're idiots, the new games, it does work. That's a fine theory. But I still do not want to collect the Chaos Emeralds again, even if they scattered all over the world. Stop making me do this, you bastards.
Now, there's the television series, in which, to be honest, I have never, ever watched, once in my life, ever watched Sat AM. I only watched Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and a bit of Sonic Underground.
You do not deserve to call yourself a Sonic fan if you have not watched
I only
Glory.
watched a little bit of it when I was over at a friend's house at one time.
That is Sat AM. Ah, Sat AM. You're awesome.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
real
and
sad.
I heard you mention you watched Sonic Underground.
When I was a little kid, yeah. But, looking back at it, it was just one of those bit mediocre shows.
I can describe that show very, very quickly. Good idea, bad execution.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing with the music and everything, and each of Sonic's Sonic, his sister, and his brother having different musical instruments and playing them to attack and so. I mean, that's a cool idea, but the way they executed it is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, and it gets really, really cheesy.
Yeah, and most of the new characters they use, I don't think Tails ever appeared at all, which pissed me off.
Yeah.
Knuckles shows up, but other than that, every other character is completely brand new.
I don't think they ever
Also-
finished the series whatsoever.
No, they didn't. It got canceled because it was that bad.
Yeah. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was just known for its comedic effect, while Sat AM is just mainly for suspense action. Now, all I know about it is that it was originally aired on ABC around the Saturday mornings, until then it got canceled because the ABC president didn't like it, and they replaced it with Power Rangers.
I think I might have liked the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog more than Sad AM. I really can't decide.
Go ahead.
Just because I think if I'm not confusing the two, I'm pretty sure the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was the one where it was mainly just Sonic and Tails and no one else, right?
Yeah. And there's all
Yeah.
these random characters, along with Scratch and Grounder, Coconut, and Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, that is the one I liked more. That's the one I would always watch because it just was more interesting having it just Sonic and Tails and not all these other characters thrown into the mix. Because I did not like most of the whatever the fuck they were called. I forget the name. That big forest team against Dr. Robotnik, who's polluting the air and everything. I don't remember because I didn't really pay too much attention to it because I hated all the characters except Sonic and Tails and Knuckles and Julie Sue. She was mainly in the comics. I do like the Archie comics.
I think the problem was when we saw Sat AM, a couple of fans weren't really used to the new characters, so they just stuck with Sonic and Tails. That was it.
I actually found a collection on a video cassette at freaking Blockbuster, and I thought, hey, why don't I watch this? And I went to watch it again, and I still have the same feeling. I just do not like the other characters. They're not very well thought out. They're not very interesting in any way.
It's, in other words, they have no personality. In which,
yeah, they just, and most of the characters I hate, like that stupid weasel guy, whatever the fuck his name was.
Anatone or
yeah, Anthony, I think is his name.
Yeah.
I hate him
same here.
so much. I just wanted to smack him upside the head so many times. Sally's alright, but other than that, all the other characters were like, bleh.
Yep.
Plus, I guess it shows how much Sega cared about them, the fact that they've only ever appeared in Sonic Spitball for a brief moment.
Yeah.
They're deserving of.
Now, we talked about the games. We talked about the TV series. We discovered a bit about this fan base, along with the hentai. Oh God. And finally, we get to the overall part of the Sonic fan base. Personally, I still like Sonic, but I'm not big of the fan of it as I used to be when I was a kid. I mean, when I was little, I would buy anything that had the word Sonic on it because I was that big of a fan. But now, seeing Sonic colliding down because how its marketing campaign is going down the drain, I'm just not big on it anymore. I mean, if I see a good Sonic game, I'll just buy it. Nothing, no more or less. So, what are your overall thoughts on this?
I am still just a big a Sonic fan as I always was, if not a bigger one. Just because I'm such a big fan that I want Sega to fix it now.
Yep, but unfortunately, at least they brought Knights. At least they brought Knights back though that one time.
Oh, God, I still have a problem with that game too.
Huh.
Hey, we're Sega, and we don't take the time to correct the motion controls, so you have to use the analog stick. Sega, the point of it being on the Wii was to be able to use the motion control effectively. They were too lazy to get that right.
And what else are they missing? What about Gunstar Heroes? I mean, we haven't seen that in a while.
That's not been seen in quite a while. I think the last time it showed up was on the Game Boy Advance, on a game that didn't really show up. And there was also Burning Rangers, which fell off the face of the earth. I never had the courtesy of playing that. That was supposed to be really good.
I think the problem with Sega is they're depending way too much on Sonic because they all know that the major fan base on the Sega franchise is just Sonic alone and nothing more.
He is the mascot. I see their point, but they're just throwing out all these games like, hey, how about you focus on one title, make it awesome, and keep doing that. I mean, that's what Nintendo likes to do with their mascot, and look how well he's turning out.
Nintendo for the win.
I still don't like Mario. I really don't.
So does my friend NMX. She just didn't like the character or just the franchise.
I have Super Mario Galaxy. I played it, I beat it, and I didn't care to unlock anything else. It was just like, okay, this is good. I mean, I like the new character.
Luigi.
Yeah. Luigi's not new.
Then who are you talking about then?
The one who's not Princess Peach. I forget. Damn, what the fuck was her name? She was really cool.
Roselia?
Yes. Whatever. We're not talking about Mario.
Yeah.
As far as I am concerned, there are only 2 Sonic games that are this new console generation, that are in this current new generation. I'm not even going to say next gen anymore because it's now current. This is the current generation, 360, PS3, and Wii. There are only 2 Sonic games that I have any respect for. Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic Rush Adventure.
And there's going to be Sonic Unleashed, and I heard rumors of a Sonic Adventure 3. What are your thoughts on those 2 games?
Sonic Unleashed looks to be awesome. It looks like Sega might do a good job with this one. I'm gonna overlook the plot. I'm more interested in the gameplay, and the gameplay looks like it's gonna be awesome.